Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, my name is Brittany and I talk all things beauty here on my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be talking about my top 10 favorite limited edition eyeshadow palettes. So I literally love eyeshadow palettes. Like, that is my thing. I look for any and every excuse to talk about eyeshadow palettes and rank them. Some of these you can no longer buy, but I thought I would just take a look at my collection, see what is limited edition, and let's talk about them. So if you like eyeshadow palettes, if you like ranking videos, then please stick around for today's video. I do hope you will consider to subscribe before leaving today. I upload lots of new makeup content every single week. So let's just start off at number 10. And this is the one, let's see, this is from ColourPop. This is the Tinker Bell Sprinkle a Little Magic. How pretty is this packaging? So, fun story. I literally missed this when it launched. I was building my cart. I was like, you know what? It's ColourPop. I'm just going to place an order when I get a lot in my cart. And that day came and this palette was no longer available. I was so sad, and then they finally brought it back. So with limited edition, sometimes brands will bring back palettes, and in this case they did, and I'm so glad because this formula, it is so good. So I think that I just love this like fairy vibes palette. I love Tinkerbell, love the packaging. I like the mirror that they provided with this in here. It's just an amazing palette, so I had to mention it for today's video. Coming in at number 9, another one from ColourPop. This is the Star Wars Mandalorian palette. I can't find this anymore. Sometimes it will pop up, sometimes it's gone. I don't know if it's like limited edition or it's just sometimes they bring it back. I'm not too sure, but I wanted to mention it for today's video because I love this palette so much. If you are like dipping your toes in some colorful shadows, but you don't want to like go too overboard, I think that this palette is so amazing. If you're just getting into greens, this is just such a beautiful color story. The pigment's amazing. The shimmers are so sparkly. I love, like, you get some super shocks. It's just such an amazing formula. It's beautiful, and I highly recommend it if you love neutrals with a mix of greens. Such a beautiful, cute little palette from ColourPop. Next, let's see, number 8. This is from Lunar Beauty. This is amazing. This is his, let's see, Moonspell Volume 1 palette. Fun fact again, I missed out on this at launch. I didn't buy it. I was like, I don't need it. And then, like, the hype was real with this palette. And I was like, I want it. Go on Poshmark. And it's like an arm and leg. And then eventually I found it for a really good price and I snagged it up. I'm so glad I did because the formula is amazing, and honestly the color story is perfect for fall, Halloween. I just love it so much. Definitely. And like, talk about this packaging, how it's like a book with the sleeve. It's amazing. So definitely, like, it will always be one of my top favorite limited edition palettes. Coming in at number 7, from Pat McGrath Labs. This is the, what are you called? Celestial Odyssey palette. I love this packaging. I love the red. It screams holiday. I love it so much. It's so beautiful. This is what the inside the color story looks like. It's not like, it's just kind of thrown around, but I love it. It's so beautiful, and the formula in here, it's so good. It's sparkly. We have shifty shades. Like, the shimmers are so rich and buttery. The mattes are so pigmented. You don't get a lot of mattes or like a bunch of different color combos, so you're kind of stuck with the mattes, but the shimmers are just everything. Everything. And this shimmer right here made me fall in love with green shadows. This palette's just so special to me. It's like that Pat McGrath formula you love with those sparkles, texture. It is so, so yummy. Coming in at number 6, this is from Odin's Eye Cosmetics. This is in collaboration with Angelica Nicolas. This is the Hella palette. And last time I looked, it was still on their website, but this is limited edition, so eventually it won't be available for purchase. And this is what the inside of the palette looks like. The shade River is just everything. You can make it grungy. You can make it every day. It is so beautiful. And this multi-chrome double-sided, I love a red-based multi-chrome. It's stunning, guys. Like, it just took my breath away. This was my first multi-chrome I ever tried, and I was like, give me all the multi-chromes in the world. I'm hooked now. So I blame this palette for my multi-chrome love. I just love the mix of greens with some neutrals with some like fun pops of pink. I love the shade, like super dark deep gray with this dark deep purple. I love the depth. It goes super light to super deep. I love this palette so much. I highly recommend it. It's an amazing formula. Coming in at number 5 is from Adept Cosmetics. This is the House of Elle palette. I talk about this all the time, but they did bring it back. I don't know for like how long, but it's just so beautiful and sparkly. The formula is so unique to my collection. I just like Adept has such a special formula. You gotta try them. I know sometimes their shipping can be really expensive. That's such a bummer. But for me, it's normally like $9. But some people, it can be more than the palette. So I hate that for y'all. I hope one day you can try Adept if the shipping ever like is in a normal price range. But there's just something about this palette, man. I love it. Can't get enough of it. I'm always using it. Next, let's see. This is from Pat McGrath. This is the Venus in Fleurs palette. I'm probably butchering that. So sometimes, like, you can get this. No, right now it's out of stock. Sometimes it will not be on the website. Sometimes it is. I don't know if it's limited edition, but I'm going to say it is because half the time you can't get this palette. I don't know if it's going to be, like, available forever, but oh my gosh, this is incredible. So this shade right here made me fall in love with Pat McGrath. This was my first palette from the brand, and I tried this because Patty Alonso cried when she reviewed this palette because of this shade. It was so beautiful. I was like, I gotta give it a go. Like, I've got to try it, and I'm just gonna swatch it for you. It's so perfect for every day, or you can like brighten it up for date night. It's just, man, it is so beautiful. Like, that doesn't even do it justice. It's so sparkly, shifty, stunning, and I love this matte. It is so beautiful for every day, or you can deepen it up for date night. I'm telling you, this palette is magical. We are in the top 3 now. Next is the Metropolis palette from Natasha Denona. This is like the highest price tag I've ever paid for makeup. When they brought this back, I literally was flipping out, had to buy it, and it was so expensive. I'm glad that I have it, but I probably wouldn't buy it again because it was so expensive. Like, it made me sick because of how much money it was. But the formula is so beautiful. If you love warm tones, earthy tones, some greens, I love the pops of blues, teals, golds. I love this palette so much for summer and for fall. Honestly, I wear this year round. I love it. It's amazing, and I'm so glad that I finally have it in my collection. Coming in at number 2 is another one from Natasha Denona. This is the gold palette, the iconic gold palette from her. This is what the inside looks like. It doesn't look special, but it is. So the topper shades, or the shimmer shades, are more of toppers, like glitter, sparkle. Some of them are really intense. I love this palette so much. And if you are not able to get this, because last time I looked, you could not get it anymore. Alter Ego has a dupe for this. It's called the Goddess palette, I believe. It's incredible. I used to own it. I gave it to a friend, but it is so good. So if you can't get your hands on this and you really want it, I would definitely go with the Alter Ego palette. It's very similar. It's not the same. Alter Ego, like the shimmers are more pigmented, whereas these are kind of like a topper shade. They add such a beautiful effect to the look. I love this. Like, are you kidding me? All these neutrals, pops of golds and teals, greens. I'm obsessed with this palette. Coming in at number 1, this is the Heather Austin palette from Adept Cosmetics. This is still available. I don't know when it's going to be discontinued. Hopefully they make it permanent. But this stole my heart, guys. This is so sparkly and shifty and yummy. It made me fall in love with indie brands. And it made me Adept become my favorite brand because of the formula. I thought you couldn't get a good formula unless you spent money on Natasha Denona or Pat McGrath. That is so far from the truth. Indie brands have such an amazing formula. Not just Adept, but you can get amazing quality for not like spending $100, you know what I'm saying? But I'm just going to swatch some of these just to show you. They are incredible. So be happy I'm swatching this limited edition palette because it's so good. So I'm just going to swatch a few for you. Like, oh, look how pretty this is. I have glitter all over me, but that's okay. I'm just going, like, are you kidding me? That is so beautiful. I love these tones. The mattes are perfect. Like, every time I go into mattes, these are the colors that I'm reaching for. I need a neutral. I need a purple. Every neutral girl loves a green and purple, okay? And I love this mustard shade. So this is just like my perfect palette. and I'm obsessed with it. So I definitely recommend it before it's gone. Oh my gosh. Oh wow, my word. And I have a code with the depth. Still mind blowing. It's a Brittany Ray, but how cool. Like, these shimmers are so shifty. Ugh, I just love them so much. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Let me know in the comments down below what are some of your limited edition palettes in your collection that you are obsessed with. But anyways, guys, wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.